Hello and welcome back everybody to our podcast Don't Blame the Movies. With me today, or like always, is my special co-host Nicole. Say hi.
Hello.
Well, today we thought we are going to look at some shark movies for Shark Week, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. I love my sharks. I do.
Yeah, they're awesome.
But we should talk about, we're not talking about Jaws because we talked about Jaws in an earlier post.
Yeah. And
Jaws is like the main one, so.
Yeah, obviously. That's why we picked not Jaws as our favorite, but we picked other ones as our favorites, our personal favorites. And if you are still missing movies here and you say, hey, what's with this movie? This has awesome sharks in it. Well, mostly it goes like this, like Nicole picks a movie, like when we do letters with whatever. Nicole picks a movie, I pick my favorite movie, and then I'll do a poll in my stories, and then the audience basically, or the community, can pick their favorite movie. And based on their answers, we watch them and then we review them. So if some movie isn't in there, then it's because simply nobody picked it. So if you want your movie to be in this podcast, then you have to keep an eye open in my stories, because I think it's very random when I do this poll. Mostly I think it's around after I published our new podcast, then I'll do the next poll for whatever, for horror movies. With I think the next one is Q.
Or it's usually when you forget and then you go, oh yeah, I gotta do that.
Well, this didn't happen this much, maybe sometimes.
It's truth. We know it. Oh, it's funny too, because you'll go, oh yeah, I forgot to do that.
But I just thought, you know what? Since Q is an awful letter, you can do a poll in your stories as well. So maybe we can get more movies out of it, because your audience is bigger and, well, you're a girl, so more people look at your stories than me, than mine.
Well, you know what's the solution to that? Grow some boobs.
Yeah, but I can't grow boobs overnight.
No, it'll take a while, so.
Yeah. Maybe I get plastic surgery.
You could do that.
Well, I have to shave my chest and everything, but yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, you could do that. You could also become a bearded woman.
No, we already have this in Austria. It's not special anymore. Damn it.
Aw.
Yeah. And I thought before we dive into the shark territory, let's talk very quickly about Fear Street. Like the first two movies. We both watched them. And so let me know what you think of it. Let's start with the first part. It was in 1994, I think.
Yes. Now, okay, with the first part, I like it. Okay, so I find that they pay homage to Scream a lot in it. I even noticed, like, even to one of the girls, to even one of the tops she was wearing, it reminded me of Tatum from Scream.
Oh, okay.
The music was... Even, like, the first kill was, like, the opening kill of Scream, if you think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Where she's...
True.
So... we were talking about it, and you were, like, going on and on about the music, and, like, there's better music, and I'm like, the music was still good. I said, but you gotta think about it. I'm like, these shows are geared towards kids of today. So they're not just gonna put, like, other bands in that we might know, but they won't know. But with that being said, Dexter's putting his 2 cents in.
Yeah, he's not happy about this movie as well.
And same with Jax.
Yeah.
They have no idea what they're barking at, which is so funny. Because we're outside, and I'm sitting in my back patio, and I think they heard a random car door shut. So,
Oh, okay.
so they think they're protecting the neighborhood, doing their duty.
Yeah, Jax and Dex to your service. We salute
Exactly. Exactly. But then you set off like a firework, and they're gone. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah.
music.
So you got to remember it's geared towards kids of today. So if they just put other bands that we know, these kids aren't gonna know. So they're gonna put in normal songs. But regardless of in that, you know what? I there was a lot of annoying parts in the first one, and I felt it dragged. And I felt like the main girl was a little too much. Like her and like her girlfriend. Sorry, spoiler alert. They're girlfriends, and it's just like their love was just took forever. It was super sappy and just like come on, like So probably gonna get like some hate for it, but honestly, like the first one was okay. Like it was like but I really wanted to watch the second one because I love the 70s. I like the second one better.
Yeah, wait.
I felt
Let's stay at the first one a little bit.
fine.
Because
Then you say your piece on the first one.
yeah, that's the plan. Because you mentioned it, I mean, I think it's kinda. I don't want to say annoying because that's the wrong word. But why does every movie have a same-sex relationship in it? I mean, I strongly support LGBTQ and everything, but this is basically like overkill nowadays. Like in every media you see here of this same-sex romantic relationship in it. I'm like, yeah, it's good that these people get recognized. I really like this. But I think if you do it over and over and over and over again in every movie, then especially the ones who are, let's call it, not happy about this, will get even more enraged and will spark even more outrage about this behavior. So,
And that's when you just say tough to them, and who gives a shit?
yeah, I know, but it's like media gets influenced by this outrage as well, so
Media gets influenced by everything, trust me.
yeah,
So
I know, but I even what was it? I think it was Supergirl when they introduced their transgender character. Oh boy, the comments were horrible. And then when they aired what was it called, Batwoman, which honestly I really enjoyed, the comments were horrible, and I think the lead actress stepped down after season 1, but I don't know exactly for what reason, so don't quote me here. So I think it's kind of sad that people are this closed-minded, still this closed-minded about stuff like this. But like I say, like getting this stuff all out there in all medias, I think it's adding more fuel to the fire. So I'm all for inclusivity and stuff like this, but maybe not everyone needs a gay couple in their movie or in their TV show to be something special, you know what I mean?
I think they're doing that because it's becoming more publicly accepted. Because if you think about years ago, people were publicly shamed for this, and there's still some countries that do this to people. They publicly shame them for who they love. So love is love, and I think that's why now they're putting it out there that it's okay to be who you are. Like we're showing it in films, we're showing it in like television shows, music videos, and more people are coming out. So that's why they're doing what they're doing. So
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
okay to be who you are.
Of course, it's totally not what I'm saying here. Of course, it's okay to who you are and who you love and stuff like this.
No, I get what you're saying. You feel like it's overkill, like it's too much, which I get what you're saying wholeheartedly. But like, this is what they're doing. They're trying to show their support to be like, hey, it's okay. This is who you are. So we're going to support it by, we're going to throw in some characters in there to show some diversity. So that's how some, and they feel like, and it's like a targeted audience that they're trying to aim for. So.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
So, and I get what you're saying completely, but that's what they do.
Yeah. And
cool.
Talking about music, to be honest, I'm a little bit annoyed by movies. Well, mostly movies, TV shows not so much, but mostly movies, when they use popular songs as their soundtrack. Because I always think, what happened to all these good composers out there? Like, let's call it the 80s movies. They really made their soundtrack. They don't use a song from the 80s to say, hey, look, we're the 80s. No, they composed something like synthesizers and real instruments and stuff like this, like Hans Zimmer, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the same thing with the Cruella movie. I still enjoyed this movie and the music in there was a nice touch, but I get a little bit annoyed by this. Because yeah, I know it's the 70s, yeah, I know the 70s have great hits, but come on, get more creative than, yeah, let's choose this song because this was made in the 90s and everybody knows it and you're good.
Yeah, I still liked it. I enjoyed it, the music.
Yeah, of course, like, this is the point. I enjoy the music, but it doesn't contribute to the movie. Like, it doesn't help the movie in any way for me.
Oh. I just liked rocking out to it, so it didn't bug me at all. I did like the second one better, though. I still think it's kind of but I find the second one a lot better. The music was better, and the kills were better. And I'm all about, like, the campy style, like, slasher films, so, yeah, I liked it.
Well, basically the second one was like a big tribute to the Friday movies, obviously, because what was it called? Camp Nightwing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
You think of like any other campy movies, like The Burning and what's the other one? Sleepaway Camp. So those type of movies. So like, I like those like cheesy camp style films.
Yeah, same. Because they are just stupid fun. And here, when they added this witch element, I think it was pretty interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. I'm looking forward to next week.
I just want to say, are you excited for the next one, which is playing in 1666?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope it's pretty good. Like, we'll see how it goes and plays out. Because I feel like it got better with the second one.
Oh,
it wasn't as dry.
Yeah, but I wonder which music do they choose for 1666? Like,
Well, just wait and see.
So
on Friday.
What would you rate the first part?
6 out of 10.
Okay, I gave it a 7. And the second one?
I gave it an 8.
Yeah, same. I gave it an 8 as well.
So yeah.
Okay then let's dive into... Oh wait, before we do this, one disclaimer. Because, I mean, at least I don't mention it all the time, because we all know the behavior of the sharks is very exaggerated. Like, no shark is this aggressive towards humans like in the movies we are going to talk about. So I don't mention it except for when it's really, really, really ridiculous or really outstanding.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be the guy that in every shark movie says, yeah, but technically sharks don't do this or don't do that. Like, we all know that they don't do this and they don't do that. But they are great horror movie villains. And so, yeah, we're starting Shark Week with Deep Blue Sea. This is your pick.
It is my pick. It's my favorite. It was so funny because last week you're like, okay, what's your favorite shark week? Or what's your favorite shark movie besides Jaws? I was like, Deep Blue Sea. And you're like, damn it. Because honestly, out of I find all the shark movies, I felt like that's the best one since Jaws, to be honest. Like, I like how they do like the research. They're trying to find a cure for the dementia or Alzheimer's. I forget which one it was. I think it's dementia.
I think it's Alzheimer's. Or was it dementia? I'm not so sure anymore either now that you mentioned it.
But and then like they create these sharks that are like massive, and like you always find in movies and stuff like that where they kind of like, you know, like things are gonna go wrong because when they like threaten God's existence. So it was like at one point, like you could even like see it in the movie where they bring the shark up that's like gigantic. I think it's like the Gen 2 shark because they're running tests on it, and Samuel L. Jackson's like, what in God's name is this? And he's like, oh, not his creation, ours. So like every time they say that in a movie, it's like boom, their life's destroyed.
Yeah,
done. They did that in the Titanic. But anyway, I was going back to it. Yeah, like I even felt like even the sharks in this movie were a little bit more realistic compared to majority of the other sharks. Like, yeah, there's a couple times there's CGI, but they actually had a mechanical shark for this film, and I remember watching them doing like behind the scenes filming for it. So,
okay.
That they had a huge mechanical shark that they like drove around, and I just thought it was like the coolest thing ever, and like the whole concept of how these sharks are smarter and they're like using the people to get them to freedom. So, and I felt like it had a good cast in it. You got Samuel L. Jackson, LL Cool J, Thomas Jane. So yeah, and what's his face? Frick, I forget his name. But like, what are your thoughts on the movie?
Well, yeah. Funny thing is that the first thing I noticed is like around 20 minutes in, maybe 30, when what's his name, Carter, I think, is swimming or diving through this cage tunnel, and you see there are cameras on each side, so he gets tracked in this, let's call it the surveillance office. And then if you look at one of the monitors, I really saw this by totally accident, basically. One of the monitors, I think the very left one was it, switched to an image which indicates the camera is in front of Carter and going backwards with him, like swimming with him. And I was like, wait a second, this can't be the monitor, because like the cameras are all fixed, that they don't swim around like this. And then the very next scene was exactly the same thing you just saw in the monitor. So I say this is just a movie error, because this should be movie footage and not camera footage from a surveillance cam.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, I never noticed that either. It was just very randomly, because I just saw it. I was like, oh, wait a second. But for the movie itself, yeah, I think, to be honest, I think the sharks are not the villains in this movie. I think basically the villain in this movie was Susan. Because her arrogance and her, oh no, he wants to shoot my shark who just bit someone's arm off. I better release them into the freedom so he is fine. It's like, oh, I'm not so sure if this is really a good idea. And it turns out, no, it is not.
It's true.
And she even made the sharks smarter and breached some, what was it? I can't remember what it was called. Like some contract. Basically, you can't genetically modify animals, or in this case, sharks. And she did it anyway, just to get the results she wanted, and because she tried to play God and created smarter sharks, she doomed them all to die. So, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. She's definitely the villain in this one. It's not the sharks. It's not their fault that they were picked and she did that to them. They just wanted freedom.
Yeah, and for me, to be honest, LL Cool J is the best character in this movie. Except from all his one-liners he throws out and trying to be the comic relief in this movie. He even does have a purpose at the end of the movie, and yeah, so I say he's the MVP in this movie for me.
Yeah, I really liked him too. He had that bird that was like nasty.
Oh yeah, the bird.
Almost. That he named Bird.
Yeah, exactly. He was just named Bird.
Yeah, it was just Bird. I liked him and Carter. That was pretty much it.
Yeah. And I think we can agree that Samuel L. Jackson's death surprised everyone.
Yeah, because you didn't expect that to happen, to be honest. It was just like, whoa.
He's giving
like,
this,
where did that come from?
Yeah, he's giving this motivational speech and stuff, and then chop and back. And we're like, oh, what the fuck? What happened here?
Yeah. I was like, whoa. And everybody's like in shock because you didn't expect that because he had like that big speech. But then you kind of sort of expected it because it was just like where he was standing.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's Samuel L. Jackson. I really thought he will survive until the end and be this badass motherfucker like he always is.
Yeah.
Can we say motherfucker on stream? Well, I just said it, so yeah.
It's yours, so go for it.
Yeah, I just did it anyway.
Good for you. Good for you. So what would you rate Deep Blue Sea?
Well, to be honest, since I don't think it's per se a horror movie in... It's not really a horror movie for me. It's like more I don't know, action horror thriller, I don't know. But it's still entertaining, so I gave it a 7 out of 10.
For me, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think, yeah, since it's your favorite, yeah, makes sense.
Alright, next movie.
Okay, then let's go on. From the Deep Blue Sea, we go 47 meters down.
Dun, dun, dun. This is your pick.
Yes, this is my pick.
Go for it.
Did you see the sequel as well?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know there was a sequel, to be honest.
Yeah, it's called 47 meters down, Uncaged.
Oh, I did watch that one. Yeah, I did.
Oh, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it yet, so I have no idea. I only watched the first one, and I really like this one because, to be honest, you don't see the sharks so much. Like, of course, they're always there, but they're not over present. It's more like being trapped on the ground of the sea, like 47 meters down, like the title suggests. And I think this is the more major terrifying major threat here in this movie. Like, it's not so much the sharks. Of course, it is to do... I come to this later. But I think the fear of being of being trapped down below is much more present than the sharks.
Okay, question. As we're talking about this movie, would you do cage diving if you had the chance?
Funny thing is, the first thing I wrote down in my notes is, makes me wanna go cage dive.
I'd do it. I'd still do it regardless because it looks amazing, and I see tons of videos of it. I love sharks, so I'm like, yeah, you gotta know there's gonna be like that risk.
Same,
but
exactly.
worth it to see them. So I would totally do it.
Yeah, like
in a heart.
yeah, like give me like a underwater camera to make pictures and let's go. I'm totally in for that.
Do you know what's funny? I didn't even think, cause you're like, did you see the sequel? I'm like, no. And then you said it's Uncaged. I'm like, oh yeah, I did watch that. I did, like a long time ago. So yeah.
By the way, here's one point I wrote down because this is, well, let's call it most of the shark movies use this, and I totally don't like it. I just wrote down jump scare sharks. It's so annoying, to be honest.
Is it really? Like, come on, because think about it. Does your heart not get racing when they're trying to swim away or get away fast and the shark's coming and coming and coming? It's like that good camera effect.
Yeah, but they are really just jump scares and not like, I don't know. It's like jump scares always annoyed me. It doesn't matter which movie. And in shark movies, they often use sharks for jump scares. And you can't tell me that you didn't see this big ass motherfucking shark right next to you and then he jumps into your line of sight. Yeah, this is not how your eyesight works. So you will definitely see this biggest shark swimming around you, and he will not surprise you like in these movies.
Fun fact, I know a lot of people who are scared of open waters because of obviously sharks, so cage diving would not be a thing they would love to do.
I think when I think about it, I think I was never afraid of sharks because I don't know, for me they are not that, let's call it, scary.
No.
I mean, yeah, their teeth are very scary, but sharks itself, like real life sharks, I don't know, I was never afraid of them or anything like that, so yeah. Maybe it changes once I go cage diving and meet one in person, I don't know.
I've touched a shark before. Like a live baby hammerhead shark. It was pretty cool.
Oh, I bet. How did it
feel? It was
feel?
like hard, like a hard rubber that I remember.
Oh.
It was pretty neat to see it, and like, so, and it was really, really cute, I'm not gonna lie. So, but yeah, back to the movie.
Yeah, I like, because it's very, let's call it, limited when you're underwater, in this movie. So I pretty much liked the face acting of the two actresses here. I think they did a really good job. But for me, on the other hand, let's call it the twist at the end, where they said, oh, it was all a hallucination. This was pretty predictable since they mentioned it earlier, and I was like, yep, there's going to be oh, we are happy, we are saved, and then nope, hallucination, you're still down there, and yeah, exactly that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just want to say, but it's still a nice popcorn movie. And I think if you like shark movies, you will like this movie as well.
It's like entertaining, like a one kind of time thing, kind of like.
Yeah, it's always with movies which have twists in them. You can basically just watch them one time, and then the suspense is gone.
And it's kind of funny though, if you go back and watch it a second time, you can kind of pick it out. Even you're like, oh, okay, if I would have caught that the first time, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what do you rate your movie?
Well, I gave this movie as well a 7 out of 10.
So did I. The sequel, I would give a 6 out of 10, just because, like, I thought, like, they go cave diving, and then they come across like these, like, almost like prehistoric sharks that have been living down in this cave for like years, and they're like they adapt, so they're blind.
Don't spoil too much. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm just saying like they're blind, and then obviously things happen. So yeah, just give it a watch. I gave it a 6 out of 10. So
okay.
And this whole podcast is a major spoiler, so don't be like, don't spoil it.
Yeah, but it doesn't count for movies which are not on the list and I haven't seen, so ha.
Uh-huh. Oh. It's actually getting really windy here now with the rain.
Oh, okay.
But it's nice. It's like, I like being outside, so I'm not going in.
Okay.
Alright, what is our next film?
Yeah, I just want to say, let's move on from 47 meters down to The Shallows.
The Shallows.
You saw this movie as well. It was not a first time watch for you, right?
Oh God, no! I saw that like when it first came out. Just because it's like, oh, another shark movie, I have to watch it. Now I don't know in her situation. I don't know what I would do.
Well, the first thing I wrote down is that Blake Lively is sugar in every movie, because not because of her looks, but she always plays this how do I say this lovable character. Like you, I don't know, she's on screen and you totally like her. I can't remember this other movie with Anna Kendrick, but even though even though she was like a little bit of a I don't want to say bitch, but yeah, she had still her aura around her sympathy aura.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh,
so
and one thing is, I have no clue about how surfing works, so I don't know how accurate this movie is in this department.
For surfing?
Yeah.
She did, yeah.
Yeah,
fine.
I don't know if it's realistic what she did, so yeah.
No, the part where those two guys were like surfing too, I kind of predicted that. I was like, oh, they're gonna get snatched by the sharks.
Well, yeah, this is pretty obvious.
Yeah, but I honestly I don't know what I would do in her situation. You're stuck there, like you're like in an area where nobody really knows where it's at. It's like a secluded, secret kind of beach. Only certain people know about it. Like, so what? You just lay on that buoy, or even like that dead, what was it, a dead whale?
Yeah.
like until somebody comes to save you, or do you risk it and try to swim back, but you know it's a freaking shark, so you're not going to survive. So this is like an ultimate survival story for her.
Yeah.
Which she does survive, so.
Yeah. And I just want to say, I don't know what rating this movie got over at the US and in Canada. Maybe PG-13?
Maybe you'd have to look. It's been a long time. Why?
Okay. I just thought, because this movie wasn't really this violent. Like, yeah, some people get snatched by the shark, but it's never really shown, so you don't see this amount of blood and everything. I think the most brutal scene is when she stitches her leg together from the shark bite.
Yeah, that one's pretty brave too, not gonna lie, because I couldn't do that either.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think no. But I have to say, after a short setup scenes which basically introduce you to the movie and what's about to happen, I think it gets pretty intense and doesn't really lose its grip from this intensity.
No, yeah.
Oh, and the seagull friend she had, that was pretty helpful. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he was somewhat helpful. All in all, I thought the movie was pretty entertaining. I think I've watched it maybe once or twice. That's it. So,
well, the only thing I have to criticize is the ending, because, like I said, I don't say sharks act like this and act like that, but when this shark really developed kind of a vendetta against her and tried to kill her no matter the cost. It was, to be honest, a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was.
And one thing I wrote down, because I didn't get this either, why didn't her friend look for her? Because she was out there for quite a while. And when her friend notices, oh, she didn't come back, there should be some alarm, like, oh, my friend went there and better look where she's being. Like, why is she isn't she home yet?
Because then we wouldn't have a movie.
Yeah, but it makes no sense.
Nothing makes sense in the films. So
Oh.
it is what it is always.
Yeah, it is.
So what would you rate this film?
I gave this movie, and you're going to be surprised, a 7 out of 10.
So did I.
Okay. Then let's move on to The Last Shark.
Okay. This movie, I felt like they were just trying to be like another Jaws.
While I was watching this movie, when I saw this character, I don't know his name, who basically looked like Quint from Jaws and acted like Quint from Jaws, I was like, okay, let's go to Wikipedia and read a little bit about this movie. And yeah, it is basically an Italian Jaws ripoff. It got pulled from US theaters after 1 month because of plagiarism. And so, yeah, it's basically a real Jaws ripoff from Italy.
Of course it was. Like, even like the ending where they kills the shark and like the guy, his buddy, just like Quinn, dies from the shark. And then even to like up to the last line that he says to him, like, Jaws is smile, you son of a bitch. And I forget what he said, but it was like it's like similar to Jaws.
Yeah. And
it was like a similar one-liner, and I don't know why I didn't write it down because I can't remember it. I was just like, this is Jaws.
Well, it's bad Jaws, let's be real here. Because the budget on this movie was not very high.
No.
It's like
it wasn't.
In some scenes you could have seen, I don't know, they used an inflatable shark toy for the special effects. I have no idea, but it looked bad.
Yeah. It definitely did. But it's a movie I probably won't watch again.
Yeah, same. It's like, okay, I saw this and now I'm continuing with my life and never speak about this again after the podcast.
There's only like really one shark movie I watch all the time, and we already know this because I discussed it in the one podcast, Jaws, because I absolutely love Jaws. And Deep Blue Sea is another one that I watch a lot here and there when I feel like a shark movie. The other ones I'm kind of like, But yeah, Jaws is my number one. So like,
I think Jaws is like everyone's number one when it's about shark movies.
Yeah. So
and you can write this down and quote me here. Everyone who doesn't pick Jaws as their favorite shark movie, you have a questionable taste in movies. Here, I said it.
Excuse me, I was yawning. Yeah, you did say it.
I'm sorry that I'm boring you.
You better be. So I'm just gonna rate this one.
Yeah, please.
I just gave it a 5 out of 10 because they did put a little effort in, but it was a whole copycat, I find.
Wow, you're generous. I gave it a 4.
Oh, one less than me.
Yep.
Next movie.
Okay, then we move on to a movie you didn't watch because it's called Open Water.
And we all know why I can't watch these type of movies.
Because it got so shaky cam.
And I get sick. So I can't rate it.
So you basically get real life seasick from this movie.
Yeah, I would. So, okay, so go ahead. Let's hear about the movie.
Well, basically it's like this couple went for scuba diving. And when they dived down and came back up, they noticed, oh, they are gone without us and they are trapped in the open sea. because they had miscounted something, and so they drove off. And so they're basically trying to survive. But what do you do on the open sea when you have nothing and just no coast in sight or anything? And then suddenly, of course, because it's Shark Week, also sharks appear. And to make a long story a little bit shorter, they get a little bit attacked by sharks. First, I think her leg gets a little nibble from sharks. Then then time passes, then he gets attacked by sharks. Also his leg, I think, but deeper, so it's bleeding a lot. And he ends up dying. So she basically pushes him away, so he floats a little bit away to get devoured by the sharks. And then she gives up and releases all her diving gear and just goes underwater to drown, basically, because she has no hope left. Sad thing is, she didn't know that help was already on the way and was looking for them.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, and the whole thing I read is based on a true story. But the true story is, yeah, 2 people got lost, like also forgotten, like in this movie. And they both probably died as well, because they found it, I think they found 1 month later, they found like the diving gear getting washed on the shore and stuff like this. And so they knew, yeah, they probably died in the open sea because, yeah. And what I read from the true story, it took them 2 days to realize, oh, we have forgotten 2 people on the open sea. And although it... Oh wow, that's loud.
I know, the wind just like picked up out of nowhere.
And although they sent out the rescue teams and everything, they couldn't find anybody, so yeah, they basically died in the open sea. And since then, all the precautions to be very, very safe and no one gets left got raised quite a lot.
Well, that's why they have now special precautions for things like this now, just because of a case like that. Like, yeah. It's tragic. Like, I don't even know what I would do if that happened to me. Like, you never know what would happen to you if you were in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think probably you can't just... At least you fight really until the end, or you just die, because... Either you have hope, oh, they're going to find me, or just give up. Like, you don't have really any options.
It's true.
So, yeah, I think open water has a very scary concept. Like,
it definitely does.
Oh, in this movie as well as in, like, the 47 meters down, it's not the sharks who are the main threat over here. It's more like the being lost in the sea.
Yeah. And like the thought, because if you think about it, you don't even fully know what's down there because they haven't really explored all of like the seas, the oceans, everything, because there's so much of it.
Yeah, same. And to be honest, I did not expect both of them to die at the end of the movie. It's like, oh, okay, no happy ending. Huh, good to know.
Was it really super shaky?
It's yeah, yes and no. It's like, it's not this shaky like a found footage movie, like, let's say Blair Witch Project. But it still was shaking like the waves on the ocean. Like, it was shaky, so... I don't think you can watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it either. So what would you rate this movie?
Well... I gave this movie an 8 out of 10 because it was like the whole concept and because it's based on true events, it was pretty scary, to be honest.
Which I believe. I can't rate it because I didn't watch it, so...
Yeah, obviously. So, then let's go on to a movie you tried to watch.
Oh God.
Let's go to one of the best shark movies of all time. Let's go to Sharknado.
It is not the best of all time. I cannot watch this.
It's so ridiculous. It's so awesome.
No, I tried watching it so many times before, and I'm like, I can't do it. I gave up, and then now someone picked it, and I was like, ugh. So I tried again. I still can't do it. I can't watch this movie. It's ridiculous.
Turn off your brain and enjoy the carnage.
No, it's ridiculous. It's stupid,
Yeah,
and they came out
this is
with
the
more.
point of the movie. It should be.
And they came
It
out
is
with
ridiculous. It is. I mean, it's like in the fourth one, when she gets like this laser sword kind of hand stuff. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I didn't even watch the rest. No, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I know a lot of people love this movie, like this franchise. I can't do it.
Yeah, because this franchise it doesn't take itself seriously, and you can notice it. And even though it's very low budget, it's just you know what you should do? I should do the same thing my friend and me did when the movies came out. You just grab your best friend, sit together, take a couple of beers or whiskey or whatever, and then you watch the movie.
Nah,
Because
I'm
this is a real movie to watch when you have friends over and you need something stupid to watch, like what's it called, Zombie, for example, as well. Like just stupid, trashy B movies without any sense or logic. You just watch it and can laugh at every scene.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I can't.
I can't.
I'm Nicole. This is hard.
Well, my time is precious, so.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to waste it on movies that I can't deal with. I found everything, even like the acting was terrible. Like everything about it. Even
the acting is terrible, and they know it.
The sharks were so CGI. It was like, oh, this is dumb. This is a dumb movie. I can't deal.
Yeah, of course it's not. Oh.
So what makes it so great? What makes it so great that you loved it?
Because, like I said, I mean, think about the whole concept on itself. A Sharknado, a tornado with sharks. Like, this movie screams, I am stupid. Watch me because I am stupid.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, it's like watching spoof movies or parody movies. Like, you don't watch them for realism or something.
Yeah, but those at least I can handle and are better. This one I was just like, no. Can't deal with it. I can't deal.
Oh, okay.
So I gave it a 1 out of 10 because they got what's his face from
you didn't.
90210. That's it.
No, you didn't watch it. This doesn't count. You gave it a not watched out of 10.
I tried so many times. I can't. I'm like, I can't. I can't do it.
It's okay. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
All right. You gave it a 7. I gave it a 1.
Yeah, no. You gave it didn't watch it, so I can't rate it out of 10.
1. All right. Continue on.
Okay, then we go to our last movie. And I think it's one of our favorite shark movies. Well, kinda shark movies as well. And it's called Finding Nemo.
Oh, we have 2 more movies, actually.
We have 2 more? No. Really?
Yeah, Shark Night.
Oh, I totally forgot about Shark Night. Yeah, Shark Night sucked. Can we go to Finding Nemo?
Alright, we'll go to Finding Nemo.
No, okay, let's talk about Shark Night. I totally forgot about this one.
No. You said it sucks, so we're going to Finding Nemo. I'm good with that.
Wait, we have to rate it. I have to write down a rating for Shark Night.
Oh, okay.
You can rate it in the meantime.
Pure entertaining, I just gave it 5 out of 10.
Yeah, 4 out of 10.
Okay, next one.
Finding Nemo, yay!
This isn't a shark movie.
It has sharks in it, and the shark, one of the sharks is called Bruce. So, duh.
Yeah, but it's still not a shark movie.
It has sharks in it, and one of the sharks is called Bruce. So, duh.
I still like it. I think it's a cute movie, regardless.
Oh yeah.
This is one I could watch over and over again, but not because it's a shark movie. But the whole shark scene is cute.
Shark scenes.
Shark scenes. I'm surprised there wasn't Shark Tales on here.
We'll come to this later. Yeah, like when we talked about this, I told you already when this movie came out in 2003, I think. In 1 week I went into this movie 3 times with my friends, and we watched it in the theater, and it was a blast. It was amazing. We quoted this movie so much the following weeks. It's so awesome. Dory is one of the best characters, to be honest.
Fish, the forgetful fish.
Yeah. Swimming. And I still know it. It's P. Sherman and 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
That's pretty good that you remember that.
Yeah, I've seen this movie so many times.
So, if this is your one of your favorite movies, and why didn't you pick it?
Because it got added in post, basically. Like, when did we came up with it? Like 3 or 4 days ago.
Yep. Well, you did. You're like, hold on, I gotta do something. And you're like, I edited the podcast list, and I was like, it's not a shark movie.
It is a shark movie.
It's not a shark movie. It's based around a clownfish
who meets sharks. Huh.
Brief. There are a few times. That's it.
Fishes are friends. No food. Are not food.
Which it's still a cute movie, so it stands the test. So
yeah, it's like, to be honest, Finding Nemo is one of my favorite, let's call it, modern animation movies of all time. So how would you rate it?
Sister-in-law. Well, no, hold on, let me finish. Fun fact, my sister-in-law, her whole back is tattooed of Finding Nemo.
Oh, really?
A whole fish scene.
Wow.
So she young and dumb, and she'll admit it, young and dumb. Somebody was like, hey, I can give you a tattoo. And she's like, all right, can you do my whole back as Finding Nemo? Because she loves it.
Mm-hmm.
It's never colored in. It's not colored in, so it's all the fish. It's like a underwater scene. I think Bruce is in it too, because it's been a while since I've seen her back. But she says till this day she regrets getting that done, because obviously it wasn't like done by a professional. Young and dumb, she'll say. And then we joke about it because, she has my nephew, and then she's got another little one coming on the way. And I'm like, are they going to color your back tattoo in with marker? So we joke about that. But you rarely see it because she always wears shirts to cover it. So it happens, right?
Yeah.
So I know some of the fish look a little awkward too, but she knows. She'll even tell you. She's like, I know, young and dumb, but whatever.
Okay.
Alrighty, so anyway, I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Of course you did.
And you mentioned another movie, like an animated movie.
Shark Tales.
Yeah, so tell me about it.
You've never seen it?
Well, I think I did see it, but it's a very long time ago when it came out, basically. And I don't think I watched it ever since.
Yeah, I don't fully remember it. I just remember an all-star cast with Will Smith, Angelina Jolie, Jack Black. And I remember Jack Black, he was a shark, and he was very, kind of a wimpy shark, I think. He didn't hold up to the boss sharks, you know what I mean? That ran that part of the ocean. So, and I don't fully remember it, to be honest. I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah, same thing over here.
And like, I remember Will Smith's fish like worked for this like company. I think it was like almost like a car cleaning company, but not really. I have to really like look back at it. I don't fully remember it.
Wasn't there even a scene, like a musical scene with the song Car Wash in it?
I think so. That's how long it's been since I watched it. So
yeah, same.
Yeah.
So
it was cute, but I'd have to, I can't really rate it because I don't really fully remember it. I do remember it was cute, though.
Yeah, same.
I think it came out around the same time as Finding Nemo, too.
I think maybe a little bit later. I'd say 2004 or 5.
Yeah, but regardless, it was like after Finding Nemo, it's like Finding Nemo was it. You can't just throw that guy out there.
Yeah, I just checked. It was 2004.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's it for our list.
Well, we have. I forgot to ask you earlier, but have you watched the sequels to Deep Blue Sea, like the second and the third one? Yeah.
No.
Me neither.
I won't do it. No, I like the first one, and I'm not going to do it. That's even like Jaws, like the sequels. I watch them once in a while, but that's once in a while.
Oh, and
you know.
Yeah, and there's another shark movie which came out recently. It's called Great White, and it has Katrina Bowden in it as main lead.
That was a recent one?
Yeah, 2021.
No, I never watched it.
Yeah, same. I did not know that it came out, by the way.
Oh well. Meh.
And I think you...
Meh. Meh.
Okay. And I think you mentioned you are very... you feel bad that one of your favorite movies isn't in our list, which was called Bait.
I said that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. You're such a liar.
No, you you said it. You said, oh, no one picked Bait.
No, I didn't. You're such a liar.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, no. No, I didn't say I felt bad. I said, oh, no one picked Bait.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, okay. I thought this was more like oh, no one picked Bait. I love this movie.
No, I did not. No way.
Okay. To be honest, I think I watched it, but I can't really remember it.
Yeah, I know. You kind of just stick, once you watch like Jaws, and you kind of just stick with the main ones.
Yeah, like always.
So yeah.
So I think this was our movie list for this special podcast for Shark Week. So yeah, it's Shark Week today actually, because we have the 11th of July.
Before we end, there's something that, okay, so I absolutely love these documentaries. Obviously, if you have the chance to watch them, they're kind of sad though. Sharkwater. You ever watch that?
Nope.
So this guy, Rob Stewart, he's actually from Canada. He travels to Costa Rica. He goes to like all these areas, and he's basically doing a whole documentary on the shark industry, and like dealing with like how they're capturing sharks, and they're using their fins, and like they're killing them, and there's like so much of it, and the documentary's well done. He does get in trouble, obviously, a couple times, because technically he goes into these areas and he brings the camera, like he sneaks it in, right? And like, you know, these industries are lying. No, we don't sell shark fins. We don't do this, and this. But he catches them, and he does. So it's a full documentary on it. I absolutely love it. But like I said, if you're gonna watch it, heads up, it's sad. It's really sad. Because I don't think a lot of people know that this happens. And then he ended up filming a second documentary for Sharkwater 2, but unfortunately he passed away filming Sharkwater 2.
Okay.
I think he was filming underwater, and I don't know I think he got swept up in a current, and then they ended up finding him, sadly. I think it was like a few days later or something like that. So he died doing what he loved. So they did end up releasing Sharkwater 2 with him in it, and obviously it's dedicated to him. And so the story is very, very, very interesting. So wholeheartedly, love those documentaries on it. But like I said, I've said over and over again, forewarning, it is sad to see this. You don't want to see any type of animal being tortured. You see, a prime example, they'll catch a bunch of sharks and they will cut their fins off and throw them back in the ocean with no fins on them.
Oh.
So they basically die. It's sad,
Okay.
So it's a good documentary. So I would recommend it. Give it a shot. You should watch it one of these days.
Where can I watch it?
I think it was on Netflix at one point. I think. But I watched it online.
Oh.
So.
Well, yeah, I have to look it up. Maybe I can find it.
Yeah, they're very, very interesting documentaries. And just, it's upsetting for people who love sharks. I love sharks. And I remember, kind of fun fact, to kind of go back. A guy I was dating years and years ago when I was really young. So we went on vacation and we walked into a store, and in the store they had these containers of baby sharks, they're dead baby sharks in these tubes, and they were selling. And the guy I was dating made a joke, and he's like, "Look at this." And he holds it up and he goes, "Look at these baby sharks." He's like, they were obviously probably killed of not natural causes. And then he said he made a joke, disclaimer, this was on him. He was like, they're like shark abortions is what he called it.
Oh.
And the tenant that was in the store was so offended by it, and he went into a whole spiel about, "I assure you, sir, those sharks died of natural causes." Sure they did. Sure they did. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You probably you don't know how they come across. How do you have a whole shelf full of jars with baby sharks in them? How does that happen, right?
Yeah.
We don't really know. Are these people is it true? Or did they die of natural causes, or are they catching sharks, killing them, and finding out, oh shit, they had a bunch of babies in them? Guess what? We'll sell it to a store and they'll sell them as souvenirs. You know what I mean? So you never know.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, so I remember that. That was sad.
Yeah, I bet.
I was like, put it back. Who would buy that? No thanks. No thanks.
Weird.
It is weird. So yeah, I said my piece. Because I love them. I love sharks, but it's just sad that all that stuff's happening, and I feel he was bringing more awareness to people about what's going on. Rob Stewart was bringing awareness of what's going on in the shark industry to people, and unfortunately he died doing it. So yeah. I know. Anyway. Okay, let's stop talking about that.
Okay, to lighten the mood a little bit.
Yeah.
Next time we are talking about horror movies with Q. Do you have a favorite yet?
Do I have a favorite yet? No.
No. Okay. I still need a list of movies with Q, because honestly I can't really only think of 2 movies with Q. So yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Which are the 2 that you can think of right now? I'm drawing a complete blank.
One is called Queen of the Damned.
Yeah.
And the other one is called Quarantine. It's basically like the remake of Wreck.
There's Quarantine.
Oh, Quarantine. Yeah, sorry.
Quiet Place is one. I would count that. Yeah, Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have 3 movies already.
All right, I'm picking Quiet Place.
Damn it! I'm
You picked the same one.
I'm taking Quiet Place too. Huh?
All right, sounds good.
No, I'm picking another one. But we'll see.
Oh, or even Queen of the Dam's a good one too. So
yeah, I thought about this too.
Alrighty. Well, I guess that's it for this week. So
yeah, this is it for this week and this podcast. So yeah.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.